Hi guys, welcome to the episode number 3 of the chapter 2 of our Diesel book, Diesel course. In this episode, we are going to talk about O-rings. O-ring, the different type of O-rings, the different type of materials, the color, the selection of the O-rings, and how to replace the O-rings appropriately. Yes, there are a lot of O-rings in the reparation, in the service of diesel engines. And once again, you need to pay attention to the color of the O-ring. The color is critical. And the dimensions. Right now I am going to explain the procedure to check the dimension. And you need to replace the O-ring for other one with exactly the same characteristics of material, color, and dimension. No a little bigger, no a little smaller, and no a different color, because in general the material is according with the color. I recommend try to keep in your car an assorted group of O-rings like this in different colors: black, brown, orange. Right now we are going to talk about those colors, and green. All right, material. We are going to start to check the different type of materials, where are used, how are selected, and the process to identify the material with respect to the color. All right, polypropylene. That's a common material for the fabrication of oil. This is excellent because it's excellent against brake fluids. This is very common in diesel fuel pumps. The O-rings are fabricated in polypropylene. Ethylene propylene, the second one. All right, this is an excellent material for transmissions because this is excellent in order to produce resistance with the skydrol. Skydrol is the main component in the automatic transmission fluid. For that reason, in automatic transmission and marine transmissions, there are a lot of O-rings fabricated in ethylene propylene. We are going to check in the next class, in the class of transmissions, how the marine transmission is internally, and the marine transmission is a combination of a manual transmission and automatic transmission. We are going to study in that book those transmissions: the manual, the automatic, and the marine transmission, and the outboard transmission. All right, the ethylene propylene is excellent for fluids for hydraulic fluids, especially for the automatic transmission fluid. This is the material appropriated, ethylene propylene. All right, the fluorocarbon. This is excellent when you have vacuum pumps. This is the material preferred for the O-rings on the MAP sensor. The MAPS sensor, manifold absolute pressure sensor. Where is located that sensor? The sensor that you have on the screen right now is located on the intake manifold. And this is the sensor that check how much is the suction pressure when the piston goes down. We are going to talk later about that. The material is fluorocarbon, and is excellent for hand pumps in air conditioned equipment, and is also recommended that color. Normally is orange, but right now I am going to talk about the color. Fluorosilicon. This is the preferred material used for the O-rings located in the fuel injectors. Fuel injectors for diesel engines and fuel injectors for gas engines also. They are fabricated in fluorosilicon. The color is red, orange, and depend of the fuel. Neoprene. This is the typical material used in air conditioning equipment, and the color of those O-rings is green. Green is the preferred color for the O-rings used in air conditioning equipment. Those are the O-rings located in the discharge and the suction side of the compressor. Those are in green color. That's the neoprene. Okay, other important information is related with the specification of the O-rings. When you try to specify an O-ring, I recommend that you keep in your hand a good caliper. If you have a good caliper, it's important in order to verify the internal diameter, this diameter, the internal diameter of the O-ring, and also the thickness. The thickness of the O-ring is critical. Those are the dimensions that commonly are used to select an O-ring. When you have the O-ring, the used O-ring, you need to verify the thickness, and you need to verify the internal diameter with the appropriate caliper. I recommend try to keep in your toolbox an electronic caliper and other mechanical caliper, because in some cases you don't have batteries and you are in the middle of the ocean. For that reason, I recommend both of them, metric and standard, of course, because depending of the engine, depending of the transmission, depending of the equipment, the O-rings are specified in metric or in standard. Yeah, that's very important. All right, how to select the O-ring? The selection of the appropriate O-ring is based on different factors. Basically, the compatibility with the chemical fluids. That's the most important. If you use the inappropriate O-ring, probably the material of the O-ring is degraded and you have a leak, or you have low of pressure, low of compression, because the ring is broken, or because the O-ring is eroded for the fluid. For that reason, it's critical, it's important, select the appropriate O-ring according with the fluid. You remember, if it's brake fluid, if it's automatic transmission fluid, if it's engine oil, the color and the material is critical. And also the temperature. The temperature where the O-ring will be installed is fundamental. And also the pressure. There are three factors. We have the chemical compatibility, the temperature, the range of temperatures, and the pressures. The pressures, temperature, and chemical compatibility. All right, those are three factors, quiz question, that are important when you select an O-ring. And now we are going to talk a little about the colors, the different colors used and depending on the applications. And those are the most common colors, and we are going to insert here the black one. The black one is the most common color used for engine oil or motor oil, engine oil. And brown color is used for hydraulic. Is used for hydraulic units. Yeah. Orange is very, very common in fuel systems, fuel, diesel. And red one is also used in fuel systems, diesel and gas. All right, we have the green. Where is located the green? We don't have green here, but the green is the appropriate color for air conditioning equipments, for equipments in permanent contact with fluorocarbons or freon. Green is the appropriate. This one, the gray color is commonly used in freshwater systems. Yeah, those are the most common colors used in different type of applications. Tan color, this one is used with air, with the pneumatic equipments. This is a good example of the color according with the material and according with the application. But the most important is for motor oil, normally is black color. For hydraulic oil, normally is brown. For fuel is orange or red. For air conditioning equipment is green. For fresh water and salt water is gray color, and tan is used for pneumatic equipment. Alright, we are going to check some application of O-rings. There are O-rings exposed to oscillating movement, like this one. This is in our boat. We have a perfect example. Is the O-ring located in the shaft of the twin taps. You remember the actuators, the twin tabs used in order to stabilize the boat up and down. Okay, in those shafts there are a couple of oscillating seals. All right. Also, there are seals located in shafts or in between shafts with constant RPMs. Yeah, there are millions of examples of shafts in rotation, in constant rotation, and protected with an O-ring in order to avoid leaks. You remember the collar used in the seals, in the seals bellows packet in introduction for the stuffing box. This is one example, but there are millions of applications of O-ring seals located in shafts in constant movement. Right, and other type of O-rings is the seat seals. Those are the seals, the O-rings located in the bottom of the cylinder. This is the typical. Those are the typical O-rings located in both sides, in both extremes of any actuator, any cylinder, like the picture that you have on the screen right now. And cross seals. Cross seals are normally located in lifters, in forklifts, and also in the telescopic actuators. Those O-rings are very common. Okay, be careful when you replace the O-ring. Replace the O-ring for the appropriate O-ring with the exactly the same diameter, exactly the same thickness. Before you replace the O-ring, clean the groove, clean the channel where the O-ring is located with a special tool like the tool that you have on the screen. Remove the dirty, clean the area with the mineral spirit, and after that apply the ring properly. And those are the recommendations when you replace an O-ring. The first step is be 100% sure that the O-ring is compatible with that fluid. That's very important. If the fluid is compatible with the material, clean the area with the tool that you have on the screen, and inspect that the grooves, the channel is completely clean. I recommend check with a magnifier if the area, the groove is clean. Check the shaft, because for example, if you have a twin tab and you want to replace the oscillating O-ring, and the shaft is damaged, is with cracks, with bends, or because somebody painted the shaft of the twin tabs, immediately the shaft is moving, destroy the O-ring, and you have a leak. All right, lubricate the O-ring. Be careful with that. Use the lubricant recommended for the manufacturer. If you don't have that information, use Vaseline. Vaseline based on petroleum, on petroleum oil. The Vaseline is an excellent lubricant to install O-rings. And after that, install the O-rings and tight the surface according with the recommendation of the manufacturer in the order of torque, in the appropriate order. And align the parts properly in order to avoid that the O-ring be cracked or destroyed. Those are the most common recommendations in order to install the O-rings. Like I explained before, there are static O-rings and dynamic O-rings. The dynamic O-rings are O-rings used in constant movement, dynamic, and those O-rings should be properly lubricated. You need to verify that the lubricant pass around the O-ring in order to keep the lubrication appropriate. Hydraulic seals. There are a lot of seals used in engines, transmission, hydraulic equipments, servo equipments. The seals are similar to the O-rings, but the seals support higher pressures, and the seals support a better rotational movement in comparison with the O-rings. Example of seals that you have in your boat, in your diesel engine, you remember the crankshaft, the front seal on the crankshaft and the back seal on the crankshaft. Those are critical seals. This is the typical seal that the first leak in any type of engine, gas or diesel, is in one of those seals, the front crankshaft or the back crankshaft seal. If the leak is in the front of the engine, probably the leak, if you verify the condition of the oil, is motor oil. Or if in the back seal, you need to verify what type of oil is, because if the oil is motor oil, is the back seal of the crankshaft. But if the oil is hydraulic oil, probably the problem is on the transmission. It's in the seal of the input shaft of the transmission. The transmission have two seals, one at the input of the transmission and other in the output shaft of the transmission. Both are similar seals like the crankshaft seals on the engine. And there are a lot of crankshaft, a lot of seals, lip seals. This is the name of those seals used in hydraulic systems. That's very, very, very common. What is the meaning of a seal? It's a piece of material or it's a method used to prevent or to avoid the flow of fluid and air in between the surface. That's a technical definition. The seal surface may be stationary or probably in relative movement in between the parts. Alright, we are going to check right now where are located the seals and what is the function of the seals. One of the first one is prevent lubrication leaks. Yeah, prevent leaks. That's the main function of the seals. Okay, keep out dirt and debris and any external parts. Keep different fluids separated. All right, one of the conditions of those seals is that the material is a special material and should be flexible all the time. When the material becomes rigid, you have a leak. The material becomes rigid is for two reasons. One reason is because the quality of the seal is not appropriate. Probably it's an aftermarket seal. Be careful with that. Replace always for original seals. Or other one is because the dramatic change in temperatures in between the parts produce the deterioration of the material on the seal. All right, this is other important seal. Be careful when the shafts are damaged, when the shafts are dented, cracked, immediately the seal is destroyed. Yeah, that's the most common situation that damage the seals. There are different type of hydraulic seals, and there are hydraulic seals with the lips facing up, with the lips facing down, or with lips in both directions. Normally inside of the actuators, inside of the cylinders, there are seals in both sides. There are hydraulic seals in both sides. The hydraulic seals are devices that are designed to keep the fluid from escaping from engines, transmissions, cylinder, pumps, and prevent the intrusion of air and prevent the intrusion of contaminants. This is one of the functions of those seals. All right, the majority of the lip seals, they have a spring. They have a spring in order to keep the lips in permanent compression against the shaft. This is the main function of the spring. Spring-loaded seals are used for linear or reciprocal rod and piston sealing application. They are used for rotating shafts, like rotating seals, or for static. This is very common. The majority of the lip seals, they have an internal spring. We are going to install different type of seals like this, like the seals used in between the valve guide and the body of the valves, in order to prevent the ingression of oil into the combustion chamber. We are in the project related with the reparation of the head. We are going to remove the valves and we are going to check and inspect the condition of those seals. All right. And rotary seals, rotary chaff seal. The seals are designated exactly the same like the O-rings. They are based on the external diameter, the internal diameter, and the thickness. Exactly the same like the O-rings is the specification of the seals. And once again, it's a very, very, very important. Select the seal according with the fluid, because the material depends of the condition of the fluid. And there are seals spring loaded and seals no spring loaded. All right, but the most important is select the material according with the fluid. One important thing, the majority of the seals, like the seal that you have on the screen right now, they have in one face the part number, and the part number should be exactly the same. When you replace the seal for other aftermarket seal, I don't recommend, but in some cases it's the only way. Be careful with the part number, because the aftermarket seal should be compatible with that seal. The majority of the leaks around the shafts is because the seal replaced was not exactly the same like the original, or it's not exactly the same specification than the original. For that reason, I recommend check the part number and verify if the new seal is compatible with the old one. There are different types of seals, but all of them, this is the inside. This is the inside, and this is externally. Yeah, this is outside, external, and this is inside. This is the fluid. The fluid is here. Right? This is another ABYC question. Where should be located the lips? The lips should be facing the fluid. Yeah, the lips, those are the lips, this and this. The lips should be facing the fluid, because the pressure of the fluid expands the lips against the chaff and avoid the leaks. That's very, very important. This is a common element when you have a couple of lip seals located opposite. And you remember where is located this spring with the two seals, one facing in opposite direction? Yes, this is the brake master cylinder of your car. In the brake master cylinder, you have a couple of seals facing in opposite direction, in order to avoid that the fluid goes out. If a seal is removed for whatever reason, it should be replaced. Never try to reuse a seal, because the seal, once you remove the chaff, the seal is damaged, right? You need to replace the seal always. When you install a seal, be careful that the chaff is not deteriorated. Install the seal in the properly way. Remember, the lips are facing the fluid, and the lips should be located in the properly direction. Service on the seals. I recommend keep the seals in a dry area, and try to keep the seals properly protected. Avoid put heavy metallic elements over the seals, because damage the rubber, destroy the oil. Check the surface before you install the seal. Clean the surface with mineral spirit. Inspect the surface with a magnifier before you install the seal. Normally the seals should be installed with a plastic hammer, with a rubber hammer. Never use a metallic hammer, because you deformate the face, the metallic face of the seal. The seal have a metallic face facing the external, and the rubber lips facing the internal, or contact with the fluid. Right? This is the typical consequence when the seal is damaged. You have a leak. You have a leak of oil. This is the chaff. This is the chaff. This is the chaff in rotation, in constant rotation, and this is the seal. That's the seal. The seal is located over there, and normally you have leaks in the bottom of this. Why? Because the service on the oil is not appropriated. The dirt on the oil deteriorates the material of the O-rings and seals, and soon or later you have a leak. For that reason, the secret to keep the life of the engine in good condition is replace the seals periodically, replace the oil periodically, and keep the engine with the oil appropriated, with the oil recommended by the manufacturer. All right, there are different type of tools to remove the seals. Never use the screwdriver, because you damage the housing, you damage the metal, and when you install the new seal don't sit properly and you have a leak. There are special extractors, special equipment in order to remove the seals. And I don't recommend use a screwdriver, because you damage the housing, you damage the metal. If you have a big seal, I recommend make drills. Suppose that this is the housing and this is the seal, and this is the shaft. All right, and we are going to remove the seal. I recommend make a drill here and install a screw. Make a drill 120 degrees here and insert another screw and other screw here, and after that you remove the seal with those 3 screws. And when you try to install to put in back the new seal, I recommend this. Suppose that this is the lateral view and this is the seal. This is the seal. All right. I recommend try to cut it a PVC pipe with the diameter, with the external diameter of the seal. Cut it 1 piece of PVC pipe, and you can punch with the PVC pipe the seal, and the seal enter in the properly way perpendicular to the axis of the shaft, and never enter bended or inclined in one direction. Yeah, I recommend PVC pipes in order to install appropriated the seals on the shaft. Yeah, never use flat screwdriver. Use appropriated tools, and never use grease on the external faces of the seal. Introduce the seal in a dry surface. Clean the groove of where the seal should be located, and never put grease, because if you put grease, after that it's possible that the seal be moved or be separated from the housing, and you have a big problem. All right, and those are the typical tools used to remove seals. You can buy those tools in any automotive shop, not expensive. I recommend this is the typical tool used to remove seals. It's the appropriate tool. All right, and if you don't have the PVC pipe, you can use metallic elements like this or this, appropriated in order to introduce the seal perpendicular to the shaft, to the axis of the shaft. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Visit my webpage, mrlopezclasses.com. Visit my YouTube channel, subscribe into the YouTube channel, and enjoy the videos. Thank you.